Brojordi stresses Iran's firm and unshakable support of the Syrian people and government. Syrian army and armed forces take full control of al-Barruf mountain in Qalamon area in Damascus countryside, killing dozens of terrorists. Syrian expatriates start campaign in support of the Syrian pound in the face of the economic war waged against the homeland. Good afternoon. Syrian Arab Army units and the Lebanese National Resistance continued to make big progress in Al-Qalamon area, killing a large number of terrorists. Army units took full control of Al-Barruh strategic hills after restoring control on Ras al-Ma'arra and Tallet Musa regions in Darha countryside. Army units eliminated al-Nusra terrorists in Kafr Shamis and Mahaja towns as army fighter jets targeted terrorist dens in Al-Badiya and Al-Hil oil fields south of Al-Sukhna in Hom's eastern countryside. 29 persons from Hama and Damascus countryside turned themselves in to competent authorities to have their cases settled. Earlier, in Hom's countryside, 83 wanted persons from Al-Restan, Talbisa, Al-Dar al-Kabira and a number of other neighborhoods turned themselves in to authorities so as they could have their legal status settled. Prime Minister Dr. Wael al-Halaqi has discussed with the chairman of the Iranian National Security and Foreign Policy Committee, Dr. Alauddin Brojordi, the mechanism of enhancing economy and development cooperation between the two countries through activating already ratified agreements and signing new ones. Dr. al-Halaqi underlined the Syrian government's keenness on the Iranian company's contribution to the phase of reconstruction in the country, calling for expanding economic, industrial, trade, medical and media cooperation and starting joint development projects. Al-Halaqi pointed out that Syria and Iran are strategically integrated, representing a steadfast axis in confrontation of the Zionist American schemes in the region. He voiced high appreciation for Iran's solid stand on the side of the Syrian Arab people against the terrorism they are facing. For his part, Brojordi assured the readiness of the Iranian people and leadership to develop economic and development projects in Syria and meet the Syrian people's needs. Brojordi referred to the importance of combining the efforts of both countries to address present challenges and triumph over the plots planned for the region. He expressed confidence that the Syrian people have become close to final victory over their enemies, which will soon be realized. Earlier, Deputy Prime Minister Foreign and Expatriates Minister Mr. Walid al-Muallim received Dr. Brojordi and the delegation accompanying him. Talks centered on the developments in Syria and the region and the terrorist threats supported by well-known states aimed at jeopardizing stability, spreading chaos, and undermining the interests of the people of the region. Talks also referred to the misleading propaganda campaigns aimed at blurring the victory and steadfastness of the Syrian Arab army and people. Mr. al-Muallim affirmed that the Syrian people and army have clearly reflected a solid will to defeat terrorism and its supporters and to continue combating its danger. He referred to the deep appreciation felt towards the Islamic Iranian Republic for its firm stand by the side of Syria. On his part, Brojordi said the relations between the two countries are too strong to be affected by any side or to be changed by the enemy's attempts and conspiracies wherever they may be. During a press conference held at Damaros Hotel in Damascus, Brojordi affirmed that the Syrian people are capable of defeating the aggression thanks to their deep national awareness and their army's steadfastness. He also said there are no restrictions or limits to cooperation with Syria or to the aid and support rendered to it, as the front of resistance continues to be one and the same. Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian said that the Iranian ship carrying humanitarian aid will anchor in Yemen soon. He affirmed that all preparations have been taken to ensure the safety of the ship, criticizing the Saudi violation of humanitarian truce and its aggression to the civilian population. Director of Museums in the General Directorate of Antiquities and Museums, Ahmed Deeb, asserted that competent authorities reclaimed 6,000 pieces of looted antiquities trafficked by the terrorist organization during the past period. He pointed out that a series of measures have been taken to preserve the museums from terrorist robbery, like closing some museums after emptying them and moving most of antiquities from the areas controlled by terrorists, such as Deir ez-Zor, Derha and Homs, and putting them into safe places. He added that authorities notified international organizations such as the UNESCO and the Interpol on the photos and documents of looted antiquities, calling on these organizations to cooperate for reclaiming all the Syrian antiquities trafficked by the terrorists outside the country. And now to latest business and market news, but after a short break. Syrian expatriates started today a campaign announced earlier to intervene to support the Syrian pound in the face of the economic war waged against the homeland. The campaign, which was titled The Syrian Phoenix, works through the expatriates buying Syrian currency or depositing US dollar into banks in Syria. The expatriates can come in person and open bank accounts or exchange US dollar at the Central Bank of Syria. This can be done in any Arab or foreign country through the banks which have branches in Syria. Arif al-Tawil, a Syrian actor who is one of the campaign's co-founders, told Sana earlier today that the campaign has already received currency transfer receipts of considerable amounts from Syrians living in Canada, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates. The Syrian Phoenix campaign will continue for several days and will be followed by weekly intervention moves. Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Protection discussed with the delegation of FAO and the World Food Programme the ways to strengthen and develop the reality of food security in Syria in light of the damage suffered by the economic and social infrastructure caused by the war. The meeting also focused on ways to assist in the repair of mills and bakeries that have been sabotaged by the terrorist attacks. The meeting agreed to submit a detailed memorandum to the delegations of the World Food Programme and the FAO about the assistance that can be provided to the Syrian people. Damascus Securities Market Index rose 1.88 from the previous session, closing with a value of more than 1,211 points. Today's session closed trading an amount near 27,862 shares distributed at 34 deals worth almost 3 million Syrian pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we reach the end of our news. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website syriaonline.sy. This was everything for today. Have a great day.